Welcome back to Gooey.AI. This section we'll speak a little bit about how we can use evaluations to iterate and improve our bots. But it's also important to be able to spot where the evaluator itself may not be working as you were hoping to. So here, when we did the audio evaluation, I got a response where Gemini was 85% good and GPT-4 was only at 47%. But when I dig a little deeper, I find that there are some discrepancies in this. So the first way to quickly check is to see why something got scored so low. So here you see question number 2 got scored super low with GPT-4o at only 30%, whereas the mark for Gemini is almost 90. So if I go off to the question is around what is the step-by-step method to get good animation, right? And the answer is that you have to go to the animation generator, add your frame counts, hit submit, etc. Right? And if I were to look at this response from Gemini, this response is very detailed, but if you notice, it's all about lip sync video, which is also a kind of animation, but it's not the animation workflow that is important for the GUI support bot to respond to. So essentially, it's giving the right answer, but the question that it's addressing is not matching up. So it's not a right answer, but it's still got a 90% rating. Whereas if you were to look at what GPT-4o did, you notice that it gave a response which was a bit vague, and it said that I don't know how to do this, but you can go ahead and get the answer from the docs. Now, obviously, this is also a poor answer because it says that it can't help. But the rationale for the evaluator is that there was a detailed idea of how to do HD lip sync. So GPT 4 loses, and Gemini 2.5 here is the better option. But these are, in this case, neither was the correct answer. So here we can do things in the prompt which make sure that we can get our co-pilots to answer better. For example, we can add in our co-pilot that if someone asks for animation tool, refer to the AI animation tool and not the lip sync tool. Or we can say if someone's question is too vague, ask them to give a few more, uh, ask them to, if someone's question is too vague, ask a few more questions to understand what they are looking for. So these could be simple ways in which we resolve this idea. Now let's look at the last question, where again we have the similar discrepancy. And if you were to go through this, the question is, I think, around how to set up your GUI API. And again, if I go to this answer given by Gemini, it's very specific. It says you can do this, you can do that. Yes, works great. However, the linking is wrong. It's giving us the wrong links. There is no section that says this. So I would definitely want to check what's happening here and how I can improve this. And if we look at GPT-4o, we find that it's gone ahead and given something related to the API only of lip sync tool, which is also incorrect in a way, and also very half-hearted if I were to see the answer. So again, based on which model we want to eventually run, it's up to us to like find ways to improve all of these. So say if I were to go to this particular link where it's GPT-4o, and we got this response that what is the simplest way to use GUI's API, and the response gave us lip sync. We can add some improvement around here. Maybe we want to add another question here that says user and how do I use GUI API, and then the assistant says head over to https GUI.ai/API to set up your first API call, right? And then I'll hit run, and hopefully it will answer this question a little bit better. Right. So it's now given a better response, and it's able to kind of take you in the right direction to get you started. So these are some ways in which you can kind of tweak your bot, make sure that you're going through the evaluations. Once you're up to a lot of questions, of course, this will be much tougher. But we've always found that the ones that score low, it's always nice to see them and see where the Copilot is faltering and be able to improve it as we need. Okay, thank you.